Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. This is Brenda Sellers, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Trying to get my stuff a little organized. There we go. That pulled over. Let's see which cord this is to get some more light on the situation. Was trying to use a different phone for videoing and it just would not cooperate. All right, now let's change there we go. All right, I know what stamp set I want to use, so let me grab that. Hope you all are doing well. And we will pop that right there. And let me just pull this over here. It'll be easier to look through it. While I'm doing this, sorry, I walked away from the camera a little bit, so that probably sounded distant. Hi, good evening, Brandy. I wanted to remind everybody that there is a special going on, Stampin' Up! Is doing. It's called Savings Are in Bloom. And for the month of March, they are promoting, while supplies last, our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which happens to be, let me find the little guy. This cute little one. Our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is about, and just measure it, about a 4-inch platform right there. It's super lightweight, easy to travel with. It was in a bag over there. It comes with all the standard cutting plates that our Big Boss comes with. But it's much lighter, takes up less room on the desk. Here's the big one. Can't get the whole thing in the picture. So we're going to play with that tonight. It is a 20% off. So you can get that for the month of March for $48. It's originally $60. And during that same special, there are several stamp set bundles that you can also get at a 20% discount. So tonight we are going to play with one of those, which I've got Celebrate Sunflowers. And let me find the dies that go with that, and we will play with our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I'm pretty sure I have the dies. I am going to be on vacation next week, and my goal is to get all of my dies out where I can see them, so I won't be pulling them up out of my bucket over here looking for them, and I'll be able to find them a whole lot easier. They'll be in order, and it'll make things so much easier. Oops. And that one's in there upside down. Woohoo! Sunflowers. There we go. All right, so the bucket can go back on its shelf. Let me find the plates for the dies. They're right here. It comes with the platform, the cutting plates, which mine are well loved and well used. I have new ones that I haven't broke out of their box yet. And then this is to be used when you have an embossing folder. So we probably won't need that tonight. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stamp set bundles and dies that will fit through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that you can choose from. And again, it's while supplies last. And also another special. This one goes through May. Both of these go through May. Waves of the Ocean. The whole collection is $79.25. You get the bundle, which is 10% off. It's the stamp set and the dies. And the designer series paper, foils, specialty paper, and basic rhinestones. And here's the paper and the foil and the rhinestones. They're beautiful. I've got them laying right here on the table. I've obviously used some of those. Here's the stamp set. It is gorgeous. And the dies are laying there as well because I've used them. Then the All Together stamp set, dies, designer series paper. It's 6x6. The blends. Some of those blends are on back order, so you can't get the whole collection right now, but you will be able to order them individually. But there we go. So all of that, again, is while supplies last. So let's make some cards with our sunflowers. Let me grab some paper. I'm going to start with basic white as my card base. And I'm going to score, it's cut at 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to score it at 4.25. And I personally like to layer. So we're going to do another couple of different layers. All right, I need some basic white. All right, on this one, I'm going to, let's see how big this sunflower is. Set that to the side for a minute. Three and a half by 3.5. So that's what size I'm going to cut my basic white piece. And I'm going to cut my basic black 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Lay that to the side for a minute. We're going to do a couple of cards so that we can use the mini boss. But my most favorite card design is a layering technique. Let me find my big block that this little guy, big guy, will fit on. I think that there's one in between these, but we'll go with that guy. My Memento. Here, this will be easier to handle. All right, so we need to fold our cardstock. I guess I didn't score it very good. And then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of this, just enough to hold it in place. And I'm going to make it tacky so it just holds it in place. And actually, turn the card this direction. I didn't fold that real straight. Hold on one second. I always make my score lines better with my scoreboard. I seem to have a little bit of an issue with my... All right, we're going to lay that one to the side. There we go. Ink up my flower. I'm going to put one down here. And one up here. That's how we're going to do it. And then I've got my scrubby thingy to clean off my stamp. Hold on one moment. All right. Now let's grab some colors. Let's use some pale papaya, and let's see, Cajun Crage might be a little dark. It is. Let's see if I know where my pumpkin pie is. All right, let's use these. And now I'm just going to color the flower on here. And I'm going to be careful not to twist it. So I tend to start with the lighter color. And I know sunflowers, I've seen lots and lots of different colors today as I was just kind of looking on Pinterest. And then it's like, oh, that's the card layout, or not layout, but it's like, that reminded me of the layering technique that I love. So I'm just going to color these leaves, and I'll go back in and I'll add some of the dark and blend it. So I wanted to use a set that is on the sale so that you can see what it looks like. I know that I've used this set before. And it looks like it's about time to change the grid paper so you stop seeing last week's artwork. How's everybody doing with the time change? I know I was up a little later than I wanted to be Saturday evening. And then I got up and I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then I looked at the clock on our stove and it's like, whoa, it's just that. No, it's not. Wait a minute. They're different. Oh, the time change. Good thing I don't have to work Sunday. So you can be as careful or as detailed oriented and when you're coloring as you want to be, or as fast as you would like. It didn't bother me either, obviously. then I just kind of took it easy Sunday, and then I come in here, and that's the reason I don't have my camera, didn't start my camera pointed at me, is because my room is a total wreck. And so you can see my workspace, and that's it right now, because otherwise I'm in the process of rearranging and doing some fun stuff in here. So once it gets done, then I can show you the finished project. But until then, Lord have mercy. You know, when you start cleaning and doing things, it always looks worse. So, yeah, we're in that stage. Looks like a cyclone has hit in here. That and the fact I haven't completely unpacked my bags from our celebration. So it's like, okay, let's start with one thing and get it done, and then go and do something else. No, she had to start with something big, and then the whole room looks like a mess. At least it's all contained to the room. It hasn't spilled over into the rest of the house yet. Optimum word there, yet. And I'm being very careful to make sure I keep that as the top, even though I am twisting it a little bit. And Stampin' Up! On these stamps has given us these lines that we know that that's where the shading is. So that's where I'm going in with the bullet tip of my blend and adding a little extra darker ink. You can color your sunflowers and any of your projects however you would like to color them. All right, and now I'm going to get one of our neutrals. And I'm going to color the inside of the, let's go with dark pale papaya right inside here. Ooh, that's dark. Let's get one a little lighter. We'll blend that in. There we go. Now it looks like a real butterfly. Oh, lordy, lordy. Words. Sunflower. There we go. And see, you can't even tell where that darker color hit it. And I know it's spring break for a whole bunch of people. I mean, I liked having be a little lighter outside today, but it's like, oh, that totally, it did throw me off a little bit. I'm gonna not tell stories. It did throw me off a little bit. Like, I got more time. I don't have to go right in there and start crafting just yet. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Yes, I do. All right, pull in my silicone mat. Okay, that's the top. the bigger part of there, okay? And see, when you color with blends, it will bleed through. Put it on our black layer. And this is the beauty of doing this kind of layering. There we go. And you don't see where it was, you can see it just there a little bit, but it's so pretty. Now let's get a piece of, nope, that's the basic white to stamp our sentiment. Let's say thanks a bunch. That should fit on this one. Oh, not dark enough. And see, if I'd have used my Stamparatus, I could have gone right back in that spot. But I didn't, so I can't. So we use our magic paper and we turn it over. Let's see what kind of dies are in this and see if there's one that matches this and go from there. It's the flowers and the leaves and such. Okay. There, that's dark. Clean. Dry. And now going to use our paper trimmer. I can't do straight lines very good with just my hands and the scissors. So that looks like it is at 3 and obviously I can't read a tape. 3 1/8. Nope, 3 1/4. Let's start this direction. That's about 1, so let's go 1 1/2. And then let's go right there. Let's trim just a little bit more off of there. And now let's grab some dimensionals. I use all of the dimensionals on the thing, and I just trimmed off the corners right here, off the edge. And let's stick one in the middle to hold it up. Bring our card back in, and let's put it right here. That's almost as big as the card. There we go. So there's one, and there's one more I'd like to show you so that you get another idea. Like I said, I started rearranging my room, so I turned around to grab the designer series paper I wanted to use, and it's in another location. 1 second. Okay. I cleaned out my chair so I could sit down for just a second. All right. This is in good taste. It's in the main catalog. There are many different textiles of paper in it. I'll just show it to you. We'll start with this side. That looks like a backsplash of rock. Wood grain. That kind of looks like tile, maybe. That looks like denim. That looks like sweater or yarn. And that also looks like wood. Some more tile. Some yarn. Fabric. I'm looking for a lighter wood grain. It might not be in this pack. Hold on one moment. It's not. It's in this one. It's called Heart and Home. And we are going to stamp on this piece. So let me get a piece of, I'll just cut it and then we'll stamp and go from there. This one, I am going to cut it at 8 these right there so I can see. I want my wood grain to go up and down, so I'm going to cut it at 4. And I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. Then I've got that little piece to do with what I want. And on this piece, we are going to move our silicone mat and we are going to stamp our large flower. Don't know why I opened the stamp case again. Need the ink, not a stamp. We already got it mounted. And I'm stamping with the Memento Tuxedo Black so that I can color with our blends. I'm going to stamp this right here. And then I'm also going to stamp one of the smaller ones. On the thick Whisper White. That way we can use our dies. And this one is going to be shades of blue. Oops, I'll knock my chair over here. Trying to scoot up to make sure I was still in the frame. Okay. Laughing at myself. That's okay. Totally fine. Let's go with, let's see how, what the Balmy blue looks like. Yes. Start with light Balmy blue on this little guy. And I'm going to need a green. I'll get that in just a second. This one, it looks like I'm starting my with my focal points and then working my way down to my card base. And that's okay. Whatever strikes your fancy with your card design, you can do it however you want. And while I'm coloring, I will remind you about the special. And also, when you place an order with me online, the special for the month of March, using the host code that is pinned to the top of my Facebook page and shared also on the front of, and also in the description of my YouTube video for the video. If you use that host code, you will get a embellishment, and it'll be a surprise this month. I haven't completely decided what embellishment. For the month of February, for every $50 order, everybody got the brushed brass butterflies. So those went out, and I got a message today thanking me for that. So I appreciate that. At least I know the mail is working, right? So let's color our sunflower over here. And I plan to do, I don't have it on my calendar of events, which you can see up here in the top corner of the screen. But I am going to plan a card class, and I'm trying to come up with a catchy name so that I can do a card club or card class once a month. I know that I do kits and sips for our paper pumpkin kits once a month. I do that at Panera Bread for in-person people to come, and that is actually this Saturday at 11. So if you've got a card kit, it doesn't have to be the paper pumpkin kit. It can be any card kit that you have. You can bring that and work on it with us. And then I also do it via Zoom on Tuesday the 29th. But I want to do a card class once a month, and I'm trying to come up with a catchy name for that. So if you've got any ideas, throw those out, and if I use that, I will, for everybody who tosses a name in the comments here, whether live or on replay, and I use it or a variation of it, I will put anybody who puts a comment with it in there with any name, I will put your name in a drawing and send you something. So how about that? Because it is hard to come up with a name. Probably never ever would be able to line that leaf up with that plank on that board again. This balmy blue is very pretty. So the card class will be, let me, the last Thursday of this month. I will get those details out, and I plan to use the Waves of Inspiration stamp set and the designer series paper and such that go with that. So if you don't have that set or any of the paper and stuff, at least you'll get some paper. And I plan to host it in person. If you can't come in person, you can still take advantage of getting it online. Or not in person, online. Ugh, let me start over. If you can't come in person, you can get it to go. So I can mail it to you. But if you don't have the stamp set to be able to use, you'll need to order that or use whatever you have to go with the cards that I make. All right, there's the light part colored. Use the bullet tip and go in. and do the shading. And I know I'm doing this backwards as to what some other people do. So how about that? An in-person card class. Don't have a name for it yet. And if you can't attend in person, you can get it to go. I will be hosting it at my house. I looked at a location or called about one, and I was like, yeah, no, I'll just do it at home. I've got a nice table in my craft room. If we don't have very many people to start with, we'll start in there. If it grows, we can go out to the living room. We'll just have to contend with kitties, and they'll eventually leave us alone. Or I'll put them in the bedroom, and they'll be fine. And my house is not that hard to find, so I will have all of that information up soon so that I can get the products and stuff ordered and get it ready to go. All right, there is that. Let me get a lighter brown for the center. I'm liking these natural tones. And you can make it as light or as dark as you want just by adding more color. All right, that's all on that one. Let's add some to this little guy. And some green. How about some shaded spruce? I am going to knock myself off of this chair in about 2 seconds. I'm glad it has a back and it catches me. Very pretty, if I do say so myself. All right, now let's get some Balmy blue cardstock. Cut it at 5.5. actually, let's make this one be a little different. Let's cut it at 4 1/4. I am so not used to making cards this direction, so let's just do, let's play a little different here. Live on the wild side. But I am going to get my scoreboard to be able to use that to score it with. I do not know what the, so it's 11 inches that long, so we score it at 5 1/2. Bone folder to give us a nice crisp crease. All right, I'm going to cut that down just a little bit more so that I can put another layer behind it. It's at 4. Let's cut it at 3 1/4. And it's at 5. So let's cut that at 5. And I cut off parts that I didn't color. So now let's get a coordinating color to go with our balmy blue. What color? Got any ideas? Go with Misty Moonlight. The color to matte underneath that. I'm gonna go with Misty Moonlight. What do you think? I think that's pretty. So this one we're gonna cut at 5 1/4. And 4. Keep it in place. Let's go ahead and put that on. That didn't really bleed through that designer series paper that bad. Go ahead and put it on our card. And again, I don't really usually do tent folds, but it's like I'm living on the wild side tonight. Kind of looks like it's painted on a fence. So now let's grab our mini boss and the plates that go with it. So we're going to need the white platform, which is number 1, and the cutting plates 1 and 2, or number 2. This one's a little flatter, and Okay, guys, I just had those dies. I just had them. You saw them. There they are. That's what happens when you move stuff. Gonna grab this one. You can use a piece of Post-it note or what is that other stuff called? Washi tape to hold your die in place if you need to. And there it is. And looks like I should have, because I got a little close on that end and got more white over there. It's okay. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Put it right there. That green gives it an extra little boost of color right down there in the bottom. And a different sentiment in this one. This tailored tag punch is one of my favorites. Let's see if that'll fit. Nope. One moment, people. I'm not sure what this one, hi, what this one's called. I'll have to grab the catalog and see, unless Brandy is still on and she knows what it is. Let me grab a block. And black ink. Make sure it will fit on this one. Okay. Well, I know which direction I need to stamp. And I stamped upside down, but that's okay. All right, and some more dimensionals. Again, I use every little piece of dimensionals on these. Nothing gets left behind to go to waste. And then let's pop this. Card opens this direction. Let's put it right here. And grab some bling. Have some basic rhinestones. Who doesn't like some rhinestones with a little fencing? One right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Needs one more. There we go. All right, there's card number 2, and I'll stop with that. But here's the 2 cards for tonight. So this one is my traditional, the one that I tend to always fall back on. It opens on the side. And then here's this one that opens on the top. So traditional colors for sunflowers. And then I did blues, because who doesn't like blue? You do cut sunflowers any color. And again, this sunflower set is a bundle that you can get for the 20% off for this month. So get yours while supplies last, along with your mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I tend to call mine a mini boss and a big boss. So let me know if you need help placing orders, and I'm always here happy to help. And I hope you have a great night, and I will see you again soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.